I'm 30, no wife, no kids, and no one to pass my legacy on to. Now, I've been thinking about this for a long time. We do talk about finance on this channel, but these are things that you need to have in mind as a young man or old man. You do need to have in mind because we obtain the finance to be able to give us the freedom to be able to then create, because you have to become a creator. Some way, somehow. Everything starts with your thoughts and then you create. But later on this video, I'm going to share something that I haven't really shared online with you. And I guess you can let me know in the comment section down below how you feel about it. And if you're thinking about the same thing. Whilst you're there, smash the like button. Let's get into it. I believe it's a good thing to recreate yourself, and by recreate I mean having kids or procreate, whatever you want to call it. Having kids, I think it's a good thing. But in this day and age, I'll be a liar, and let me know if you agree, I'll be a liar if I didn't say I've seen too many negative things around marriage, aka divorce. I mean, the divorce rate now is at the all-time high, initiated by women, and after the divorce, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to be that the guy is in a worse situation than he ever was, than he ever started, period. So you're telling me we're working for the money, the cash in the background. You might not be able to see it, but it's literally a stack. Okay? We're working for all of that. And only the smart people admit that we're working for money. Some people want to be hypocrites and say, no, I don't work for money. But yet you wake up at 5 a.m. to go to your 9-to-5 job that you hate. You wake up at 9 Monday morning, you feel literally your heart is pacing because you have to go into work to do a job that you don't like, to please a boss that you just don't really like them. I'm not saying this is the situation for me. I'm blessed enough to be at a place where I actually don't mind. I actually enjoy going into work. Completely different. But a lot of you guys, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're going to a place where you don't like, but yet you want to say money is not important. How dare you? The hypocrisy is crazy. It is very important, in fact. If it wasn't, you'd give up and just do nothing and become a bum, homeless on the streets. But the correlations that I'm seeing between marriage and then the divorce rates, and then how the guy was compared to how he was before, I can't lie, it's not appealing. And I'm sad, I'm very sad to say this, because being a Christian, that's all I knew. I was brought up with, marriage. But with the ideology, can I blame the music, the culture? It seems like something's intentionally taking place behind the scenes. Where they're disrupting the mind of people. Women, they want the bestest of things. Like, they want a guy who's 6 foot, 6-pack, in shape, making a decent amount and all of this stuff. That's fine to have your preferences, but the majority want this. And they're walking by the average Joe, the average guy. I want the guy who's super loyal to me, but yet you're going after a 9-figure earner. How loyal do you think he's going to be to you? How many options do you think he has? And then they're walking by Joey, who works at Starbucks, doesn't really have much going for him. He's not fat. He's in shape somewhat. But, he's non-existent to the woman, and this woman could be average at best. This is the build-up and the lead to marriage, by the way. Stick with me. As I said, I'm going to share something. In this video, I'm just keeping it real. I'm just being honest, okay? Because it's just you and I right now, and I'm just going to be sharing things that I've gone through. As I said, 30 years old now, in my 30s, and I'm not even 30 on the dot, 32. And the scenes, what's going on worldwide is completely skewed to the point that you cannot believe it. People who are 40 are panicking right now. People who are aiming towards 50 and still not married, and all, they are, you almost feel like it's too late then. Even though for a guy, it technically isn't, because we age like fine wine. We build our value. Men are builders of value, and women are born with their value. That's why a 17, 18, 19, however young these Diddy's and all of these people are doing, they're able to invite an 18-year-old to their yacht. But you and I, as male, we just can't get an invite to Elon Musk's yacht because we've got a pretty face and a nice body. It doesn't work like that. We need to build our value, aka build a business, whatever it is. Work super hard to the point that they want to now chill with you. Build your physique. I don't know. It could be you could become Elon Musk personal trainer or something. Build your physique, but have something of value to offer to be able to rub shoulders with people who are important in the world. You get what I mean? So, because we make our value, this all ties into this whole marriage thing. So stay with me here. Because we have to make our value, I'm sorry, but you are now stuck in a position where you can't blame anyone but yourself. I've often said this. Everyone's self-made, but only the successful people will admit it. Everybody's self-made, but only the successful ones will admit it. Why? Because when things are great, you're doing well, yay, I'm crushing it, I'm such a genius. But when things are bad, you want to blame the government, you want to blame family members, everybody else except for yourself. And I promise you right now, you're going to become so much more powerful. If you can take anything from this video, you're going to become way more powerful when you just accept everything is my fault. I don't care who's in front of me. I don't care what happened. I don't care what was done. It's all my fault. My life began changing. Okay? My life began changing when I said everything is my fault. I don't care. Even when my parents, because, wow, growing up, I would take advice, which I'm okay with advice, but I would lean in way too much on advice, knowing that, okay, this person probably knows best because they're in a, hierarchy, they're in a certain position. So yeah, no, I'm not even going to process things myself because what they're telling me, they probably know best because they've got experience. They saw daylight before me, aka they were born before you. Let me just take and accept it. But when there's wrong that takes place from the advice that they gave you, when you go back to blame them, as you would naturally, and I'm not saying you're going back to just target and blame them, but as you would, by the way, when you told me to do that, that didn't work out. Oh, I didn't tell you to do that. Well, what do you mean? We had this conversation. You said I should do this, and this, because that's the best option. No, I never said that was the best option. Wait, what? Wait, am I losing the plot? Remember when I spoke to you on this day, around this time, and you told me the best advice would be, I didn't tell. Oh, rude awakening. So that's how this works. That's how this works. The lack of accountability in this world, I don't care if it's anyone, family members, work colleagues, I don't care who it is. The sooner and the quicker you accept, regardless of whatever advice is given onto me, I need to be the captain of my soul and take charge and say, okay, if I do what they decide to tell me today, that sounds good. I need to make sure if it goes bad, I am willing to take 100%, 1,000,000%, 1,000,000,000% responsibility that it is my fault. This is all going to tie in. No wife, no kids, and, no one to leave the legacy to. This is all going to tie in. Whoo, this is a deep video already. So if I am taking full responsibility, full accountability, I now need to start operating like AI. This is what you need to be telling yourself. Why AI? What AI does is they create these training models, okay? For example, let's use Tesla, how they were able to now solve vision. You need to create you almost need to mimic the brain, like visual cortex, and you need to take in an enormous amount of data around people who are either in your position or in the position that you're going to be. So aka older people than you, and start extrapolating and seeing what did they do. How did they mess up? What did they do wrong here? Did they listen to this person? And then start to connect the dots. It's going to give you clarity. And that's what young men lack the most. Whenever they go and seek for advice to, I'm not being sexist or whatever it is, to someone who is not equipped to give them advice, it seems clear when they hear the advice, but they leave that conversation more confused and clouded than they did when they entered the conversation. Have you ever done that? You go to seek advice and then you leave the conversation way more confused than you were before. Pardon me. So it's going to give you clarity when you're absorbing all of these data points, thinking like AI, and start seeing, wait, if 540-year-olds that I've spoken to in my life are all saying they regret doing one thing, I might want to take that one thing serious, or I might want to be extra cautious around that one thing, because it seems like there's a massive trend. Okay, my alarm is going to go off very, very soon down there. It seems like there's a massive trend in people messing up around about these ages, or it seems like there's an awakening that's taking place. Maybe something that I'm not seeing in my back mirror. Check your back mirrors, okay? Meaning, check who's around you. Make sure your perimeter, your surroundings is safe. I told you guys, I called it. I'm aware of everything. Give me a quick second. Let me pause this. Check your surroundings. Why? Because you don't want to arrive at a step or a situation in life and regret every single. By the way, I've been blessed enough to speak to hundreds of thousands, if not millions now, of people across the world, different stages, and being able to collect advice from them. But most men that I've spoken to, the regrets that they tell me, it ties in. Oh, I regret not getting married. I regret marrying. I regret not having children. I regret having children. Now it's up to you to establish what is the best thing for me. Would I regret not having kids when I reach 50 years old? And maybe I'm unwell, but I don't have anyone to give me emotional support, because a bunch of you guys can say, oh, I'll just get a care worker or some sort of worker that's going to aid me. No problem. But the level of care and the emotional care, the spiritual care, if you want to say, that you would receive from a spouse or partner is completely different from a carer. Whether it's a living carer or not, it's two completely different ball games. So you want to start to extrapolate and think outwards. Notice how this entire video was less about picking the right woman, finances, even though it all ties in, but it's more about mind work and what you need to do, data points that you need to start collecting that's going to aid you in the future. Because if not, you're going to regret it. You, my friend, are going to truly, truly, truly regret it if you don't fix up right now. I'm just keeping it 100 not because Ronnie MP says so from my opinion, and I'm about to share with you what I told you I was going to share with you. Is very intimate and personal, should I say. Okay? Not because Ronnie MP says so, but because of all the data points I've collected, majority of men do regret these things that I'm about to share with you right now. I think the future Ronnie would regret. I can't believe I'm saying this publicly, but hey, you're my friend right now. Hit the like button. Hit the like button if you appreciate me being just honest, because this was an honest video. I think Ronnie MP would regret not having kids in the future if I don't have a child or children. I believe so. Yes, 30 years old right now. No kids, no wife, no nothing. But I believe the future me would regret, because I've got so many information that I've collected in this world, so many principles, so many things that I've been working on myself, that it would be nice to pass it on. And it would be nice to enter the next plane of existence knowing that Ronnie MP is carrying on, my spirit is carrying on. And I feel like the most men that I've spoken to that have regretted, some are alive, some are not, they've regretted that they feel when they're dying with no kids, they feel like that's the end of their existence. But a lot of them do have kids. They feel like I'm living on, I'm gone, but my spirit almost lives on. We don't want to get too spiritual in this video because, as I said, we talk about finances and just advice towards young men and men in general. But I feel like that's what's going to be. If you're in your 40s or 50s, let me know, because I want to hear from you in the comment section down below. Why should they obviously smash the like button? But let me know. Did you regret not having kids? Did you regret being married? Did you regret not working on your finances way sooner than you did? And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Watch this video, by the way. Next.